Hi girls, this is Miss Page here. Happy Monday. Today we're on Module 6, Lesson 4. Today is May 4th. And our learning target is I can solve 1 and 2-step problems involving graphs. Okay, 1 and 2-step problems involving graphs. So let's have a look. I want to go over one vocabulary word real quick before we get started in today's lesson. And the vocabulary word is twice. Okay, because you're going to see that in the problem that I have here, and you're also going to see that in your Zern lesson. So twice means 2 times as many. Okay, so example, 8 is twice 4. So if I have 4, and I have another 4, that means I have a total of 8. Okay? So 4, 2 times as many is 8. 10 is twice 5. So if I have 5 and I have another 5, that gives me 10. Okay, so if you have 2 times of the same thing, if I have 2 apples, okay, 2 of the same. All right. If I have a bag that has 5 apples in it, if I have 2 bags, then I have a total of 10. Okay, so 5 is twice, 10 is twice 5. So if you have 5 and 5, then you have 10 together. Or happening 2 times. If something happens 2 times, like if you have 4 2 times, it'll give you a total of 8. Or 5 2 times, it will give you a total of 10. You can also say if something happens 2 times, she asked her twice, but she didn't hear either time. So if somebody asks you something twice, they're asking you the same thing 2 times. Okay, so it's when you have the same thing 2 equal times. They're equal. If there are numbers, they're still equal times. Or if I say, can you turn on the TV? Can you turn on the TV? All right, but she didn't hear either time. So I've asked her twice. I've asked her the same thing 2 times. All right, and that's what twice means. The same thing twice. Same thing 2 times. All right, that's important for our lesson today. Okay, let's have a look up here at our example. Okay, so up on this chart here, I have number of attendees in June 2019. All right, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different locations. I have a zoo, ice cream store, people who bought new bikes, the park, and Zoom Flume. All right, so this chart is telling me the number of people who attended those locations just in June of last year. So 350 people went to the zoo. Okay. 500 people went to the local ice cream store. 150 people bought new bikes. 650 people went to the park. We don't have a total for the number of people that went to Zoom Flume. So it's telling me over here, the number of people who attended Zoom Flume is twice as many as the zoo. Okay, so how many people attended the zoo? Let's have a look over here at our chart. We have 350 people went to the zoo. How many people went to Zoom Flume? I know last year that you maybe went to Zoom Flume in June 2019 because I know our whole school had the opportunity to go to Zoom Flume. So if you were in there, you're counted in this number. So how many people went to Zoom Flume? The number of people who attended Zoom Flume is twice as many as the zoo. What did I just say about twice as many? It means you need to have 2 times the same amount. So that means 2 times the zoo amount, so 350, add another 350, will give us our total for the number of people who went to Zoom Flume. This is the zoo 2 times, all right? So the number of people that went to Zoom Flume is twice as many as the number of people that went to zoo. That means I need to add that number 2 times. So help me. 0 add 0 is, I hope you said 0. 5 add 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But 10, I put the 1 over, carry the 0 down the bottom. Now I need to do 1 add 3 add 3. 1 add 3 is 4. I hope you were saying 4 add 3 is, I hope you're yelling out 7. So the number of people in total that went to Zoom Flume was 700 people went to Zoom Flume. 700 people went to Zoom Flume. I can add that on my chart and I can confirm that I'm correct because this information box over here tells me the number of people who attended Zoom Flume is twice as many as the number of people that went to the zoo. So we've done twice the number of zoo to get me the total number of people that went to Zoom Flume. Okay, so this is our chart. Let's put this into a bar graph. I'm going to tuck this under here. Okay, now we have our information. I'm going to put, let me get a little bit of tape to stick that down. Okay, I'm going to put our bar chart over here. And you're going to help me build and redraw our bar chart. Okay, so I need to think the name on the bottom part. If we're making a bar chart, that means it needs to have bars up of information. I'm going to need to put the location along the bottom here. I'm going to move it down so I can actually put the names on there. Location. Okay, and up the side, I'm going to put the number of attendees. Now, I forgot to point out, this little, it looks like a hashtag. It's the symbol for number. You can use that symbol in math. So you can just do number of people. All right. So number of people up there, location along the bottom. And our lines or points are continuous. Okay. So along the bottom line, I need to put our locations. Okay. So I'm not going to have too much space on this example. So I'm just going to put Z for the zoo. IC for the ice cream. And B for new bikes. P for park. And ZF for Zoom Flume. Okay? Here's the most important part. How do I get these big numbers up on the side here? Am I going to put the intervals of 5? Would that get me up to the biggest number? The highest spot on here I need to be 700. So am I going to go up, count up by 5s? I think that would take me a while. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm not even close to 700. What about ones? Should I count by ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, that would take me a whole long time to get up to 700. Could I count by 100? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Oh, I could do that. I could count by 100 to get up to 700 pretty easily. Okay, so if I start down here at 0 and I do 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, I'm going to add on to here. 700. Okay, now I need to start labeling them. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Okay, equal along, and I can get all these numbers. I don't have a number lower than 0. Okay, I can find 350 on here. I can find 500, 150, 650, and 700. Okay, so let's start to put our numbers on here. Okay, I'm going to look first at the zoo. Okay, the zoo is 350. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. I don't have 350 on there. I know that 350 falls between 300 and 400. Okay? And I know that you know 350 is right in the middle. So if I go up here, now this is a lot easier to do on squared paper, but we're just going to try our best. So I'm going to go up in a straight line up here, and we want to go halfway. It's exactly in the middle here. Okay, halfway along. Okay, that there represents the number of people that went to the zoo. The ice cream store was 500. So again, I want to go straight up. Now again, normally you'd be following square paper, but unfortunately I don't have any of that. So we're just going with what we've got best here and drawing along, okay? Now the easiest thing to do, just to make sure that we're remembering, is you can write your numbers on top here. So this was 350 and this was 500, okay? And as I look along, yep, 500. Yep, 350. It's not the top of the number, it's the top of your bar chart. Okay? New bikes was 150. Again, I don't have 150 on here, but I know 150 lies between 100 and 200, right halfway up. So if I go along here, I'm not drawing a line. Now I want to draw a line right where my bar chart goes. Okay? And that's 150. Okay, that's a little bit. Bring that up a little bit. Okay. And the number of people that went to the park was all the way up here at 650. Now again, 650 falls between what two numbers? Go ahead, say it out loud. Where does 650 land? I hope you're all shouting out to tell me. It falls between 600 and 700, right directly in the middle. So again, I want to go with my pen along, and I want it to be in about that line. So when I come all the way up here, oh, it was a little bit off, up here, same thing, straight up. This is 650. And again, last but not least, Zoom Flume. The number of people who went to Zoom Flume was 700. If you went to Zoom Flume last year, count yourself in that number. Okay, all the way up. I'm going all the way from 700 all the way along here. Straight up. Straight up. Okay, so here is our final bar chart. I have the location along the bottom because it's fixed. Okay, it's not changing. That number is the zoo is the zoo. Okay, however, the number of people can change. The number of people was maybe less in December. Nobody really wants to be walking around a cold zoo. Okay, but in June, sorry, the number would be higher. Okay, because it's warmer weather. So the number of people can change depending on what time of year it is, but the location is fixed. A zoo is a zoo, okay? So it needs to stay along the bottom. But our number of people attending can change. And as we can see, most people attended where? Where did most people go in June of last year, June of 2019? Most people went. Did most people go to the zoo, the ice cream store, the new bike shop, the park, or Zoom Flume? I hope you're telling me that most people went to Zoom Flume because it is the highest spot up here. Now, my question to you, and that we're going to solve up here. What is the difference between? Now, difference means that we're going to do subtraction. Because I want to know the difference between the number of people that attended Zoom Flume, which was 700, and that was also the highest number of people attending. What is the place with the lowest? What is the location with the lowest or the least number of people attending? I hope you're shouting out to me, Miss Page, Miss Page. I know it's the new bike store. Good, only 150 people went to the new bike store. Okay, so we're finding out the greatest number of people attending the location, the difference between the greatest number and the lowest number. Now, I like to stack my numbers when I'm doing subtraction. So we're going to stack these numbers up here. 700 take away 150. Okay, I need your help. 0 take away 0 is 0, I hope. 0 take away 5 is... I hope you're all screaming at your computer or your tablet or your phone or whatever your device is, and you're saying, Miss Paige, you're so silly. You can't do 0 take away 5. You need to go to your neighbor. And that's what I'm going to do. Neighbor, I need to borrow a number from you, okay? So 7 becomes 6. This over here becomes 10. So the tens place is now 10. Take away 5, which is 5. 6 take away 1 is 5. Okay, so the question I asked was the difference between the number of people that attended Zoom Flume and the new bike store. And we can say the difference is 550 people attended. Okay, 550 people attended, more people attended Zoom Flume than the new bike store. All right. That is us for today's lesson. I hope we followed along. Refer to your charts if you need help with deciding what chart is what. This chart that we did today was a bar chart. Go ahead on Zearn, and I hope you have a great day.